they have a coelom, that is a body cavity, but it is pseudocoelomate. So pseudocoelomate means they have an external layer of cell arrangement, which is nothing but ectoderm. Sometimes, or in some cases, in some of the organism, it can be indirect also, wherein they'll have an in-between larval stage and then they will become an adult. They are coelomates, but what type of coelomate? It is pseudocoelomate. They have a false coelom. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on class 11th biology for CBSE. I'm Dr. Divya, biology faculty, Vidhyaashram School of Excellence, Mysuru. So in this session, let us learn about phylum Ascalmints and then move on to learning about some of the MCQs that can be framed under this topic, that is phylum Ascalmints of chapter 4, Animal Kingdom. So phylum Ascalmints, they are commonly called as roundworms because dorsally and ventrally, that is, when you look at their upper surface, it is also round and the lower surface is also round. It exactly looks like a tube. So therefore, it is called as a roundworm. And the body is circular. Whenever we take a cross section of it and observe its body, it is completely circular with no angles or edges or anything. It is completely circular like a circle. So therefore, it is called as roundworm. And they are free living, that is, they are capable of movement and they are aquatic. They live in water and they can be terrestrial, and some of these Ascalmints, they can be parasitic in plants and animals as well, causing diseases. So we have Wucheria, which can cause a form of malarial disease. So like that, they can be parasitic as well. And talking about the level of body organization, they have organ system level of organization, wherein a group of organs come together to perform a particular function of excretion, digestion, etc. And the cell arrangement is triploblastic, wherein it is arranged in 3 embryonic layers. This outer layer of cell arrangement, that is ectoderm, and middle layer mesoderm, and the inner layer the endoderm. Therefore, it is triploblastic cell arrangement. And they have a coelom, that is a body cavity, but it is pseudocoelomate. So pseudocoelomate means they have an external layer of cell arrangement, which is nothing but ectoderm, and they have an internal layer of cell arrangement, which is endoderm. In between the ectoderm and endoderm, there is a middle layer, that is mesoderm, middle layer of cell arrangement. But in this, the cells are not continuously arranged. There are patches of cells that are present like this, wherein in between there are gaps. So such a body cavity is called as, it is pseudocoelomate. It is pseudocoelomate, wherein the cells are not continuously arranged in the middle layer, but it is distributed in the form of patches here and there. Next, talking about their structure, they are bilaterally symmetrical. That is, if we have, for example, a roundworm, if we draw a line exactly at the center, one half of it looks exactly similar to the other half. So therefore, it is bilaterally symmetrical. And the alimentary canal, that is the digestive tract, is complete and it has a well-developed muscular pharynx. So they have an excretory tube that carries the excretory waste up to the excretory pore, and it is through the excretory pore that the waste is eliminated out of the body. So they have an excretory tube and an excretory pore. Next, talking about the reproduction, here the sexes are separate, that is they are dioecious, meaning male and female are separate. There is a male annelid or a male ascaris, for example, and a female ascaris. And how can you differentiate between a male and a female? The main thing that is looked into while differentiating a female and a male roundworm is that females are longer. When you see their length, they are longer when compared to the male. So that is one of the easiest characteristics which we can use to differentiate or identify whether it is a female or a male. That is, females are longer or lengthier than the males. So females are longer than the males, and talking about the fertilization is internal. That is, the male sperm will meet with the female egg and the fertilization of the sperm with the egg will take place inside the body of the female itself. So therefore it is internal, and the development may be direct. That is, the young ones resemble the adult. Sometimes, or in some cases, in some of the organism, it can be indirect also, wherein they'll have an in-between larval stage and then they will become an adult. So in between larval stage means that larva will not look like an adult, but it will look as if it belongs to some other organism, but later on as they mature, they develop into, or they look exactly like the adults itself. So next, let's look into some of the examples under phylum Asculmints. So we have Ascaris, which is also called as roundworm. So this is Ascaris, wherein the male Ascaris is shorter than the female, which means the females are longer than the males. Then we have Voucheraria, which is also called as filarial worm. So this filarial worm, it is the one which is also responsible for causing malaria disease. Filarial worm, and it is an endoparasite. All these are endoparasites only. Next, Cyclostoma, it is called as hookworm. So this is hookworm. It looks like a hook. So that is why the name hookworm has been given to it. So these are the three examples which are endoparasites, but they are placed under. So if they are endoparasites, they could have been placed under platyhelminths, right? But why didn't they place it under platyhelminths? The main reason is that platyhelminths are completely flat to look at, but these worms, that is Asculminths, they are completely round to look at. So that is one of the characteristic feature that made them place under different phylums. So let's look into some of the MCQs. Roundworms are placed under dash phylum. Is it platyhelminths? No, platyhelminths, because it is flatworms. Is it Coelenterata? No, Coelenterata is nothing but cnidarians, not coelenterates. Is it Echinodermata? No, they are nothing but called as organisms with spiny body. So therefore, roundworms are nothing but Asculminths. So they are placed under phylum Asculminths. Next, Asculminths are dash. Are they parasites, saprophytes, decomposers, or autotrophs? So parasites are, so Asculminths are parasites, meaning they depend on the living host for their food. They are not saprophytes, because saprophytes are the ones that grow on dead and decaying organic matter, and decomposers are the ones that are present in the soil, which help in breaking down the complex organic matter into simpler forms so that it can be made utilized by the plants very easily. Is it autotrophs? No, because autotrophs are the ones which are capable of synthesizing their own food, which these organisms cannot. So therefore the right answer is parasites. Next, roundworms have dash level of organization. Is it cellular, tissue, organ, or organ system level? They have organ system level of organization. Next, the body, or they can ask the question, Asculminths have dash level of organization, or they can ask the question as Voucheraria has dash level of organization, or roundworm or Ascaris has dash level of organization, or the hookworm has dash level of organization. So for everything it is organ system only is the right answer. The body symmetry of Asculminths are, is it radial, bilateral, cylindrical, longitudinal? So radial symmetry is usually exhibited by only coelenterates, ctenophores and all that. So therefore, here it is bilateral symmetry. It's not cylindrical nor longitudinal, it's bilateral symmetry. The body cavity in Asculminths are coelomate, diploblastic, triploblastic, pseudocoelomate. So I'm talking about the body cavity. So the body cavity means coelom. Coelom is nothing but body cavity. So we can eliminate these two answers and see under the coelomate, pseudocoelomate. So they are coelomates, but what type of coelomate? It is pseudocoelomate. They have a false coelom. Therefore, the answer is D. Male and female Asculminths can be distinguished based on, I told you, based on length, right? Is it body color? No, because you have already seen the image. Both the body colors are exactly the same. Is it the length? Yes, it is the length because the female is longer than the male. Is it the symmetry? No, because both exhibits bilateral symmetry. Is it coelom? No, because both have pseudo-coelomates. Next, in Askell means the food is ingested through. Ingested through means through which is the food taken in. How do they take in their food? How do they eat their food? So, is it suckers, hypostome, muscular pharynx or osculum? So, it is through muscular pharynx. So, they have well developed muscular pharynx in their alimentary canal that help them to take in food. It's not suckers. Suckers are usually present in platyhelminths, and hypostome is usually present in those organisms which have tentacles, and osculum is present in sponges through which the water goes out of sponges, or in poriferans. So, therefore, the right answer here is muscular pharynx. Next, 8. Dash is a filarial worm. Is it Ascaris, Taenia, Voucheraria or Cyclostoma? Ascaris is actually round worm. Taenia comes under platyhelminths. It is called tapeworm. Therefore, the answer here is Voucheraria. Voucheraria is a filarial worm that actually causes malarial. So, the answer is Voucheraria. So, this was about the session wherein we learnt about the general characteristics of roundworms under phylum Platyhelminths, and we learned some of the examples, and also we learned what type of MCQs can be framed for exam point of view under this particular topic. So, I hope you understood the session well. We shall meet again in the coming session with a new topic and discuss the MCQs under that particular topic. Thank you.